When you think about the achievements that we as humans have accomplished over our time on this planet, it really shows how amazing we can be when we push our bodies and minds to the limit and break that limit. We harnessed and mastered fire, viewed the universe, and contemplated our existence. We ran a sub 4-minute mile, created the Baja Blast, and we even defied gravity and went to the moon. We as humans are always pushing ourselves farther and farther to strengthen our mind and bodies. And nowhere could that be more true than the story I have for you today, because a woman by the name of Bonnie Blue just f***ed 1,000 dudes in 12 hours.
You have a very specific niche, don't you?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So, barely legal.
I was kind of joking in that intro, but like, that's a crazy accomplishment when you think about it. 1,000 dudes in 12 hours. I can't, my brain can't even fathom how bad that room must smell. That's got to be the raunchiest, nastiest. Now, I know you want to know a lot about the story because you clicked on the video, so let me go ahead and get into it for you. Bonnie Blue, real name Tia Billinger, is an English OnlyFans model / actress. Not exactly sure what the right way to say that is. And she is making big news right now because she accomplished her quest of pushing the female body to the absolute limit. She had sex with 1,057 men in 12 hours. Now, begrudgingly, I'm going to walk you through a little bit of what happened here because it's quite the process, actually. So Saturday, January 11th, 2025 is when everything takes place, and all these men gather into this one really nice, elegant mansion in the UK to do the no pants dance 1,000 times over with this one girl in a room surrounded by these oil paintings, I guess, for some reason. And a lot of the men are even described by Bonnie as barely legal, barely breathing, and husbands. So evidently all these men get into the mansion and they're actually given a balaclava to hide their face and identity from the cameras that are recording everything. Like I said, she is an OnlyFans model. And she is recording this all for her OnlyFans, which, by the way, she is making bank off of. I saw a couple different reports, but the main report that I'm going with right now says that she makes £750,000 a month. So this article that I'm reading from the Daily Mail that has all this information says that Blue's stunt, which began promptly at 1 p.m., was attended by 16 additional staff, including 3 security guards, a fluffer, to ensure that the men were ready, as well as camera operators and assistants. When it finished at 1 a.m., she marked her so-called achievement by triumphantly holding up a sheet of A4 paper with 1,000 cruelly scrawled on it in felt tip. She claimed that she only took 6 minutes of break during the 12 hours which followed, meaning if all these claims are to be believed, participants would have been allocated approximately 41 seconds each. 41 seconds each person. Over 1,000 people for actually 12 hours straight. My mind can't even comprehend. I don't think I've ever met 1,000 people in my life, much less have them all in one room begging to fuck me. Not yet, anyways. Now, if you were thinking this was a nice, polite, posh, English get-together that, just so happened to have one girl fucking 1,000 guys, you would be completely wrong. This isn't one of those things where they had like alone time. One account states, she was surrounded by guys, said unemployed security guard Ali Walker, who waited hours for his turn but changed his mind at the last minute. He added, it was a free-for-all. There were 30 or 40 guys around here at any given moment taking turns. I'm imagining it just like Joey Chestnut, that guy that can eat all those hot dogs. He had like 90 hot dogs in like 5 minutes or some shit. I imagine that she's just sitting there in the middle of all these guys just going. There's also a story of this horrified mother showing up, trying to drag her son away, kicking and screaming because she just doesn't want this to happen to her freshly 18 son. That's fucking weird. Now, in terms of like what happened during the actual, I'm just gonna call it the world record because like it or not, this is a world record. It's probably going to stand for a long time, but I don't really see too much of like what actually happened during the video, and I'm not going to watch the video. You can't make me. But we do know that her overall goal was 1,000 guys, but she actually had some spare guys that showed up out of the blue, and since there was such a long queue time for them, she just said, fuck it, let's make it 1,057, so she finally finished right around 1 o'clock. And that's pretty much like the end of that whole thing. There wasn't really too much drama. There was no like fights or anything. everyone just kind of got together for a 1,058 person orgy. I will show you this. Look at this. This is a picture of the aftermath of the 1,000 man sexcapade. What you see there on the ground is, I actually don't even know if I can show this. That's the couch where all the magic happened. I guess if you want to call it magic. And everything you see around you is used condoms and tissues. Let me ask you, dear viewer, would you be shocked to learn that she is actually married? Well, kinda. They are in the process of getting a divorce. I'm not going to tell you too much about the husband because apparently he completely hates the side of her, and they're already in the process of getting a divorce. So I thought it was an interesting little tidbit of information to just tell you that she currently does still have a husband. Now, last thing, I do want to go over the real quick backstory of Bonnie Blue, aka Tia Billinger, because it is kind of very, very weird. You see, Tia was just like any other girl. She was 16. She went to school. She was in ballet. She even met her future husband in school, and they ended up getting married in 2022. And they moved into a small home, and she even had a 9-to-5. Until she abruptly changed her mind about a 9-to-5 and decided to become a cam girl, making over $5,000 a week. Now, there's some blotted time here that I couldn't really find a source for, but eventually she did make the jump to OnlyFans and started doing some more hardcore stuff, like sleeping with 158 male students at Nottingham Trent University's Freshers Fortnight in September. And that was quickly followed up by another in a Mexican resort in Cancun where she had sex on film with 122 U.S. students. It's blowing my mind right now because, like, Think of 100 people. Think of 50 people. Think of the people you work with. How many are there? Think of 50 people and put them in a circle. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. And she has not had one or two. She's had 3 different 100+ sexcapades with the it's just crazy. Her body count has got to be in the 1500s. This article states that she was also planning another sex-filled party with students. She really fucks with like freshly 18-year-old students, which I feel like if that was a guy, everyone would be calling her weird as fuck, but you know, whatever. Apparently she got kicked out of Fuji before that could happen, and then she just instantly went to the big boy. She went on the street trying to just ask anyone and everyone to bring your family and your friends, and just asking anyone on the street, hey, would you fuck me? And then if they said yes, they're like, hey, meet me here. And she was that's literally just what she did. And it worked. It worked. Hi, it's me, Editing Jace. I forgot to talk about a couple things. Mainly the guys who decided to participate in this. Guys, what are you doing? Guys, particularly the freshly squeezed 18-year-old juices that Bonnie Blue seems to love so much. Guys, look, I was a horny teenager too at one point, right? You just can't let this be your first time or your second or third or even fourth time. You shouldn't be doing this at all. This is gonna fuck you up, man. And the second group of people who Bonnie Blue herself even announced that she was into was the older people, the people who could barely breathe. Her words, not mine. You know what? I guess you guys are fully fledged adults. If you can get it up at that age, hey, I mean, you guys are consenting adults. By all means, go for it. And lastly, husbands, just go to your wives, man. Talk it out. Don't go to this 1,000-person orgy. Just don't do it, please. And the last thing I forgot to talk about is Bonnie Blue is 25 years old. That's the same age as me. Brother, would I tell you that she does not look 25? Could you believe me if I told you she does not look 25? Look at this picture. She looks like she's 44 trying to act like a 27-year-old. I look decently old for being 25. That is crazy. All right, that's all I want to talk about. Anyways, this is just one of the wackiest like news stories I've heard in a while, and it was just mind-blowing to me. Please don't go to the OnlyFans. I'm never gonna say, hey, go check out this girl's OnlyFans. That just sounds super cringe. If you're curious about it, just try to fight it, man, please. Because there's nothing good coming out of that footage. That thing's cursed. I feel like it'd be like The Ring, where you die 7 days later. But instead of like a ghost girl, it'd be like you die of STDs transferred via brainwaves or something like that. I don't know. But that's going to do it for me. I always like learning about this goofy stuff. And then I imagine there's probably a competitive girl out there who's going to try to break this record any day now. I imagine there's going to be someone trying to one-up her. But that's it. So if you like what you saw, hit like and subscribe, all that stuff. And if I never see you again, I hope you have a good life. And if you do stick around, give me a kiss, and I'll see you later.